This video is brought to you by the Tomb of Gygax from Luke Gygax and Alphinius Goo of Gooey Cube. Tomb of Gygax is a campaign setting and a mega adventure homage to Gary Gygax, the creator of Dungeons & Dragons and the founder of our hobby, and a fantastic roster of creators including Peter Atkinson, Mike Carr, Larry Elmore, Ed Greenwood, Tim Kask, and me, Professor Dungeon Master. And if you hate me, there's a stat block, you can kill me. Look at how much stuff is in this box. Enough adventure materials for months of campaigning. Monsters, treasures, encounters, balanced stat blocks. What a great way to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Dungeons & Dragons. But late pledges are only going to be accepted for a couple of weeks, so act now. I review the deluxe edition of Mothership today on Dungeon Craft.
Deathbringer here. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and sign up for the Deathbringer RPG newsletter below.
Welcome to Dungeon Craft. I'm Professor DM, and this is the home of homebrew, do-it-yourself, and independent role-playing games. And if you dig it, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and click all so you receive all our videos as soon as they're released. And this video is made possible by the generosity of my patrons on Patreon. Patrons receive bonus content, access to my DM's notebook, and access to an exclusive Discord server. And as always, thanks to the patrons for making this content possible. Today we're going to be looking at Mothership Sci-Fi Horror RPG Core Set and Deluxe Set by Sean McCoy, published by Alan Girding and Tuesday Night Games. Full disclosure, this is not a paid review, although Alan has been my patron on Patreon for years. That out of the way, let's take a look first at the Mothership Deluxe Set. Sturdy, reinforced box. We're just going to move the core set aside and we'll look at that later. Spaceship map, Game Master screen. Wow, this art is great. Very H.R. Giger. The inside, what I love about this screen is it's not too high. I always want to be able to get to my chips and move the figures if I need to. If you're a longtime fan of Dungeon Craft, you know I don't like screens that are too high, and this one is perfect. Standees. Inside, dice and stands for the standees, and a whole bunch of books. So first up is the Mothership Core Rulebook. Inside, how to make a character, and we have the character sheet on the back cover for easy convenience. The great thing about a Mothership character sheet is that it tells you how to create the character on the character sheet. Roll 2d10 and add 25 for each stat: strength, speed, intellect, combat, sanity, fear, body. Then you select a class: marine, android, scientist, or teamster, and that class will give you access to skills which get added onto your core stats. And there are 3 levels of skill: trained, expert, and master class. So if your combat is 36 and you're a master at combat, and you're a master at a type of combat, it would be an effective 56. Health is essentially your hit points. Wounds is how much damage you've taken. As characters experience the horrors of space, their stress increases. Equipment, facing page description of firearms, splash page of what these things are, so you know what a hydro reclamation suit or a headlamp looks like. How to be a great player. Characters die, play smart, make the most of your time, pay attention. Amen to that. How to make a stat check. You roll under the appropriate stat with a percentile dice. You got advantage and disadvantage, and critical successes and failures when you roll doubles. How do you gain stress? How do you relieve stress? When you gain too much stress, you have to make a panic check. You might be overwhelmed, feel doomed, or even have a heart attack. A list of skills, bullet points, 1 and 2 line descriptions, super easy to understand. Turn order, what can I do? You can make 1 move per turn. When you score a hit, cross-reference this chart to determine how much damage is done. Like Index Card RPG, Deathbringer, and lots of other modern games, distances are measured in zones instead of feet. You have adjacent, close, long, and extreme ranges. I love the art on the medical care. There's an alien popping out of that guy. The Warden's Operation Manual is the Game Master book, and it's got great tips on getting organized, how to prepare your first session, how to prepare a scenario, choosing starting scenarios. And the starting scenarios are based on space horror. Think Aliens, Starship Troopers, the movie, not the book, Pitch Black, and 2001: A Space Odyssey, with its maniacal HAL structure of the scenario, potential violent encounters, environmental hazards, tips on resource scarcity, providing evidence, rescue missions, how to key the map so that it's efficient, how to build tension, how to describe things. Great stuff here. The Shipbreaker's Toolkit. These are spaceships. Unconfirmed contact reports. This is your monster manual. Fantastic art in here. Then we have the scenarios, including another bug hunt, which is very much like Aliens, A Pound of Flesh, Gradient Descent, and Dead Planet. I'm going to show you Gradient Descent. Baron Darop of Dungeon Masterpiece and Kelsey Dion of Shadow Dark are huge fans of this scenario. The players have to investigate an android factory, and as clues are revealed, they discovered that they themselves may be androids. And that's part of the horror. I've talked on Dungeon Craft about the 2-page format, how the description should be brief and bullet pointed. Floor 1, reception, mostly intact lobbies and offices. Escape pod bays. This pristine set of escape pods can be accessed via spacewalk. Loading dock, well-lit, accessible entry. Keyed locations here, map here to minimize flipping. This is terrific design. Super easy for the Game Master to run. And I personally can't wait to run this scenario. So what is the difference between the Deluxe set and the core set? Let's take a look. Again, thick cardboard, very well reinforced box. It has an app for character creation and rolling dice, as well as teaching the system. Here we have a different, smaller Game Master screen. Still looks great. This one's only about 4 inches high, but again, I really like low screens. I want to hide the dice results, but still be able to look into my players' eyes. We get all the same standees and the same maps, same books. The only thing that's different is we only get one scenario, another bug hunt. But this is a very nice, compact little box. Having played Mothership, I can tell you it plays very fast, and the scenario is really its strength. The mechanics are very much a death spiral. As the characters fail more rolls, they gain more stress, which induces more panic, which makes it more difficult to make future rolls. So it's very much in keeping with that style of Aliens and Starship Troopers, where a team of experts come in confident and gung-ho and end up running for their lives. And I gotta say, for presentation and what you're getting for the money, Mothership is an incredible value. This is the type of game that I'm proud to show off, and one of the reasons I created this channel, to raise awareness of great independent games that are not connected to an IP. For all these reasons, Mothership, both versions, get a big thumbs up from this Game Master. And both versions of Mothership are available on the link below, and I'll be back soon. May all your rolls be 20s. Open the pod bay doors, Deathbringer. Deathbringer, open the pod bay doors.
I'm sorry, Dave. I can't do that. Unless the viewers click on more Dungeon Craft.